For the sake of all. Imagine if all of our actions had that as the core, as the seed motivation. How we fit in to the big picture, not how we fit in like with our friends, are we popular and all that, but how do we fit in with the big picture that includes all of our relatives, the plants and the animals and the trees and the soil and the sky and our atmosphere. If we always had this big picture in mind, our actions would be very, very different, particularly in our spirituality. What if our spiritual practices and the books we read and when we come together with people, what if we were doing that to create the relationship of life, to create livingness, the living reality of how things blend together. It's one of the great beauties of being a human being that we have this fabulous capacity to see and understand things. We can use that capacity for selfishness and for greed and for creating better and better products and living more opulent lives. Or we can use that capacity to constantly notice how things work together, to work on the relationship of ourself and other people. Tink Tinker, who is a fabulous Native American teacher, says that when his tribe comes together, when the Native people come together for a spiritual gathering, they come together for the sake of all, not in order to have a spiritual experience themselves, but to create the community, as the living being that it is, because it's the community and the way the community works together that allows us to thrive. Nobody makes every single thing that they own or that they eat. We live in an infinitely cooperative world, and that's why we live at all. We can celebrate this interconnection through our spiritual practices. So if we keep that as the forefront of our thoughts, how is the big picture moving together is probably a better way to say it than how do I fit in? How do we all move together? And how do we enhance our ability to do that in a beautiful and good way? It's possible for human beings to be living like this. We can't do it if we spend our whole lives lost in an endless sea of spiritual concepts. If we think that old books and old religions and interpretations of words and definitions of words is going to bring us to some sort of understanding, we're seriously mistaken. It's where all those words stop and slow down that our sense of individuality lessens, and we're able to start moving through the world as a participating being instead of as a consumer. it's fabulous to be alive today because it's critical that we do this so that we can stop destroying our habitat. It's just that simple. Learn a new way or continue to destroy. And it doesn't matter what your philosophy is. Maybe you believe in love. Maybe you believe in harmony. Maybe you believe in ecology and systems. But as long as you believe all of that from a place of individuality, ultimately the outcome's going to be destructive because it takes this deep inner beingness with everything to really be able to step forward together in a way that matters, in a way that's going to create a field of good lives where we can thrive as communities instead of individuals. So the first thing to change is your idea about spirituality. Non-duality is not about finding some sort of salvation, finding some sort of spiritual attainment that fixes you. It's about removing everything that's causing you to be separate until you are a completely blended drop in the ocean, until you know who you are. Because when you know who you are, then you are a living, breathing, connected human that can start coming together with other people in a way that's really, really going to change how we live.